So this section of Chapter 4, the second section, is social orientation and attachment. So social orientation, consider face-to-face play and increasing levels of interaction with peers. Um, Locomotion, as infants develop the ability to crawl, walk, and run, they are able to explore and expand their social world. And think about this, as an infant is able to walk and crawl, they are able to choose who they interact with. So typically, when they're laying there as a baby that cannot move very well, get up and go anywhere, they have to, the only interaction that they get is from people coming up to them. But once they are able to crawl and are able to walk and run, they're now able to explore and go choose to interact with people, right? Or other kids or family members that are around, or even animals that they might see. Their intention, goal-directed behavior, and cooperation. So joint intention, gaze following. So like I said, goal-directed behavior, they might have a goal to interact with a certain person. Attachment. So this is a close emotional bond between two people. Freud thought that infants become attached to the person that provides oral satisfaction. However, as we talked about, Harlow thought contact comfort was preferred over food because of a study that he did with monkeys where this was Henry Harlow, where the babies were raised by either a wire mother or a terry cloth mother, and there was, no matter even if the wire mother provided food, the terry cloth mother was preferred over the wire mother due to comfort, right? So grabbing on and holding on to this soft mom. Erickson thought trust arises from physical comfort and sensitive care. And Bowlby said there's 4 phases of attachment. Phase 1 is from birth to 2 months, and that's attachment to human figures. Phase 2 is from 2 to 7 months, it's focused on one figure. Phase 3, from 7 to 24 months, is specific attachments developed. And then phase 4, from 24 months on, they become aware of others' feelings. So here is a video I want you to watch. This is an inconsistent response to a baby. The baby's
Parents
distress.
often react inconsistently to their baby's distress. Sometimes they can be loving, other times they are angry, and at other times they may ask their child to worry about them. Watch this mother's response to her child's crying.
Stop that! I don't want you to do that. Stop it. I get.
Here's another example.
Come here, honey. You scared me. I thought something terrible had happened. Come here now. Mommy was just so scared. Make Mommy feel better. Give Mommy a hug. Make Mommy feel better.
As you can see, once when this baby hurt himself, his mother got angry.
Stop that.
And another time, the mother got more upset than the baby.
You scared me. I thought something terrible had happened.
By doing that, whether she meant to or not, the message the mom gave her baby was that her own needs were more important than her baby's. These babies stop going to their parents for comfort because they don't want to upset their parents. It's important to remember it's not up to a baby to meet a parent's needs. It's the other way around. It's up to you to meet your baby's needs. A child who gets a loving response only some of the time has to work very hard, often by clinging and whining to get their mother's attention. They don't know what to expect from their parent and are not sure how to get love and affection. They can become very demanding. In the long term, children who are unsure about themselves and their parents are likely to have problems getting along with other people. Here's another way this mother could have responded to her child. See how this time the mom focuses on the baby's needs. See how she paid attention to her baby, calmly picked him up, held him close, and reassured him. She responded to her child in a loving way, and a baby whose parent responds in this loving way learns that he can count on his parent to be there when he needs her. Babies whose mothers respond in a loving way learn to trust that their needs will be respected and valued, and they, in turn, learn to respect and value other people's needs. In other words, they can go on to form good, close relationships with their parents and with others.
It's really important to point out, too, that this parent that it showed in the video reacting in different ways, this is not something that a parent considers. Oh, my child, I have to be consistent in the way I respond to their distress because that's what research says I need to do. Because these parents typically won't know what the research tells them to do. Um, they just respond emotionally in the moment of what, okay, well, this didn't comfort my child. What do I do? So they try to think of different ways. I know that as a parent, that's how I was. Oh, what do I do if this doesn't work? I try this way. I try this way. I try this way because I can't figure it out, and it becomes frustrating as a parent. But this is kind of what the research is showing, is that if you react more consistently in this loving, kind way, then it's going to be better for their overall development. So, in your book, you should have read about the strain situation. So, this is observational measure of infant attachment. Infants move through a series of introductions, separations, and reunions with a caregiver and adult stranger in a prescribed order. It provides information about infant motivation to be near their caregiver and the degree to which the caregiver's presence provides security and confidence. Well, this should be a little bit smaller. Let's see. Make this smaller here. So, this is going to show securely, insecurely, and insecure avoidant, and insecure resistant attachment styles. Well, this video is unavailable. I will try to get the correct link put in here. But securely attached babies basically use their caregiver as a secure base. So this is the one you want to happen, right? So this is where when you have the mother in the room, and then the stranger enters, and they're all playing, and then the mother leaves, the baby should get upset a little bit that their mom's gone, right? But then when they return, the return is where they're interested in how the baby reacts when the mother returns. So a securely attached baby would grab the mother, but it wouldn't take long for them to be comforted. So they're like, okay, you're home, right? You're here. You're here to protect me. It's fine. The other ways, let's see if I can move this so I can make it smaller a little bit. There we go. But there's other ways they can react as well. I know it goes into more detail in your book, but insecure avoidant, avoid the caregiver when they return. Insecure resistant, cling to the caregiver, but then they resist by fighting against the closeness. So it's sort of like they have no idea how to react, and they want to cling, but then they're mad. And then insecure, disorganized babies appear dazed, confused, or even fearful when their caregiver returns, and that's typical among like abused children. There were a lot fewer options for those types of videos on YouTube, but I think the reason probably is you got to imagine what kind of families are willing to participate in different research activities. Would you really see very many families that abuse their children that are willing to take part in a parental classes like this? Probably not. You're probably not going to see as much of that. So, but there were plenty of instances where there were securely attached or insecure avoidant or insecure resistant attachment examples on YouTube. Like I said before, this may indicate some type of trauma the baby has experienced. The insecure, disorganized. Caregiving styles and attachment. So caregiver sensitivity is linked to secure attachment. Caregivers of insecurely attached infants that are avoidant, resistant, or disorganized tend to be more rejecting or inconsistent or even abusive. So the next portion we're going to talk about is social context. This portion on social orientation and attachment has concluded. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about it, please let me know.